CND Notary really went the extra mile helping us with the affidavit of theft when our car was stolen.
Things have been tense in South Jersey lately, and it all came to a head with a really brazen armed home invasion right in Moorestown. Today, we're going to break down the details of this auto theft ring, but we're also going to look at a part of the story you don't always hear, what happens after the crime is over, and how community support can make all the difference. So, to really get what happened, let's dive into the details. What we know from the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General is that a pretty sophisticated auto theft ring was targeting high-end cars across the region. And, it created a real wave of concern among residents. And listen, this wasn't just your run-of-the-mill car theft. No, this thing escalated to a whole other level. I mean, this quote from the Attorney General's office, it really highlights the scariest incident, where a simple confrontation turned into an armed heist. Just terrifying.
11. In just 2 months, the ring managed to steal 11 high-end vehicles. Apparently, they were targeting cars that were left unlocked, sometimes with the keys still inside. I mean, it just made them super quick and easy targets.
This timeline really shows you how fast everything ramped up. What started with some vehicle thefts on March 15th just snowballed. You see the Alfa Romeo getting stolen in Medford, and then boom, just 4 days later, you have the armed home invasion in Moorestown. The whole spree lasted just over 2 months. So after a multi-agency investigation, they indicted the 4 men you see right here. And they are facing a staggering 61 counts. We're talking charges from auto theft and burglary to conspiracy and credit card theft. It really shows you just how wide their alleged operation was.
Okay, so let's zoom in on that one incident that brought this whole crime wave right to the doorstep of the Moorestown community.
So on that night, a resident actually confronted the suspects in their own driveway, and at first it scared them off. But the boldness here is just astounding. They came back a little while later, went into the garage, one of them brandished a handgun, and then they stole the car. I mean, can you imagine? It's a nightmare scenario for any homeowner.
The investigation is one part of the story, but it is not the whole story. So let's talk about the victims for a minute. What actually happens after their lives are totally turned upside down by a crime like this?
It's a question we don't ask nearly enough, right? The immediate crisis is over. But for the victims, well, a long and pretty frustrating journey is just getting started. So how do they even begin to put the pieces back together? The reality is, it's a bureaucratic marathon. When a vehicle gets stolen, it's not as simple as just getting a new one. All of a sudden, victims are staring down a mountain of paperwork. We're talking police reports, insurance claims, dealing with the DMV, the whole 9 yards. This slide kind of lays out that path, and you can see it's a multi-step process. But notice step number 3, submitting a notarized affidavit of theft. This is a super important, legally binding document where you have to swear under oath that the theft happened as you said, and it has to be authenticated by a notary. This is where community resources become absolutely invaluable. Trying to navigate this process is so tough, especially when you might be without a car and just feeling completely overwhelmed. So, what kind of support is out there to help ease that burden? Think about it. You need that notarized document right away, and you're already stressed to the max. With a traditional notary, you gotta find an office, make sure it's during their business hours, and probably wait in line. But a mobile notary? That's a totally different approach. They come to you on your schedule, which can just remove a huge layer of stress from a really difficult situation. And for folks right there in Moorestown and the surrounding Burlington County area, there are local services ready to help. A perfect example is CND Mobile Notary. It's designed for exactly this kind of convenience, bringing professional notary services right to your home or your office. This quote from the owner, Cecil, really gets to the heart of it all. When you're dealing with the aftermath of a crime, the last thing you need is more hassle. You need things to be seamless and efficient. You need support that reduces your burden, not adds to it.
Okay, so as we wrap this up, let's go over some key resources and thoughts for the Moorestown community.
For anyone out there trying to navigate difficult paperwork, just remember that help is available. For fast, friendly, and expert mobile notary service right in the Moorestown area, you can reach CND Mobile Notary at this number, 609-630-0129. So here are the big takeaways. First and foremost, stay vigilant. Second, if you have any information about these crimes, please contact the authorities. And third, remember that after a crisis, it's those community resources that can make a huge difference in your recovery. We've put a link to the news article down in the description, and hey, if you found this explainer helpful, we'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. We'll leave you with this final thought.
When you're facing some unexpected hardship, the value of services that just provide convenience and peace of mind, well, it can't really be measured, can it? It's a good reminder that in tough times, community support and accessible resources are what really help us get back on our feet and move forward.